All right, what's up, you guys? Looks like we are live. Hope everybody's Sunday is going well. Here to do this Taurus New Moon reading. Really excited. I hope all the mothers out there are enjoying their Mother's Day. And if you have a mother, if your mother is still around, I hope you are celebrating with her as well. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the mothers today. You guys do a lot. I can never see, mothers really, deserve all the praise. Definitely not in this lifetime, but I'm like, I don't know which lifetime I'm gonna, be like, damn, fully comprehend what mothers have to go through is what I'm trying to say. Mothers really be going through a lot, and I just can't wrap my head around it. Y'all really be holding it down, especially through what is it called? It's called postpartum depression. I have a lot of female friends, and I do my best to check in on them and be like, how are you doing? Because postpartum is real. So and also mothers need breaks as well. Mothers need breaks. So like I said, shout out to all the mothers out there on this Mother's Day. And speaking of mother, with this being a Taurus new moon, although Venus is Taurus's ruling planet, there's a lot of symbolism with Taurus and Earth. So, Taurus is often represented through Earth, Mother Earth, and, that Earth energy. So, like I said, we have this Taurus new moon, and I'm going to start with my Earth sign since, it's Taurus. But yeah, Taurus, Earth. I feel like this new moon is like a new chance for us to reconnect with our roots. Our roots, our nature, our essence, our being, it's a chance to connect back to beauty as well. I feel like this new moon, challenging this new moon. So that is what I feel is the energy for this new moon. So we're gonna read the cards and see what messages the universe has for us for this new moon. So I already smudged the cards. I just have to shuffle them. I did smudge them. So just shuffling for my Earth signs. That's Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. So let's see what's going on for my Earth signs during this Taurus new moon. So for the other readings, I will shuffle and smudge off of camera during the break. But I do like to shuffle for the first reading. So thank you guys for your patience. So let's see what this new moon in Taurus has for my Earth signs. And again, that's Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. So let's see. Taurus New Moon. What is the messages that the universe has for my Earth signs during this Taurus New Moon? Okay. What is energy for this Taurus New Moon? for my earth signs. Okay. One last shuffle, and then we'll start pulling and getting some messages. So, what is the energy for my earth signs during this Taurus New Moon? Earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. What is the energy for my earth signs for this Taurus New Moon we have coming up? What is the energy for my earth signs for this Taurus New Moon? Okay, I'll do 2 more shuffles and then I'll cut, and then we can get right into it. So let's see. 1, spirit guides, any messages? Okay. And cut 3 times. Any messages? Fun cuts. Okay. Cool. So all the cards are now ready to go. So if you guys haven't watched my streams before when doing readings, I do a 3-card spread, and I do past, present, future. The first card that I do pull, I pull from the Queen of the Moon Oracle to lead the reading. So it's like the energy of the overall reading, and I will, pull that card, and then I will explain later into the reading to tie it all in. But after I pull the Queen of the Moon Oracle, I will pull past, present, future, and then I will pull from the Healing Energy Oracle for past, present, future as well, and we'll get more insight with the energy surrounding those positions of past, present, and future. And then once we pull from the Healing Energy Oracle, then we just tie it all together, and then I will move on to the next element, and I believe that's going to be fire. So yeah, that's how the live stream goes. So with that said, let's go ahead and pull from the the Queen of the Moon Oracle. So like I said, the cards are already smudged. You guys saw me shuffle, so we can go ahead and pull. So the overall energy for the reading for my earth signs, and again, that's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, we pulled the Void. Okay, the Void. So leading this reading, the energy is the Void. It says Dark Moon, which I think is perfect because we have a Taurus New Moon, and the Void is like that time before New Moon. So yeah, I love that. So let's go ahead and pull past, present, and future. So here we go. Past, present, future. Okay. All right. So in the past position, we pulled the Moon. Okay, we pulled the Moon card. In the present position, we pulled the 4 of Pentacles. And in the future, we pulled the 2 of Cups. So I'm just like, okay. So Let's see. So with the moon card in the past, um, the moon card is a card that represents intuition. It's a card that can also represent um, illusions. Things might not appear how they may always seem. Um, the moon card is, but it's also a very like intuitive card as well. And it's like, but it's because if you look at the card, if you look at the card, there's like a shadow in the water, and that it's like so there is a shadow at there's a clear shadow side to the moon card. Um, and most of the times when I've seen it come up in readings, it usually comes up as things that you're not that might not that you might not catch basically. So you might be living in like a fantasy or like I said, there's a delusion energy to the moon card, but it also is an intuition card as well. So that's what was in the past for my earth signs. Again, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. But in the future, in the present position, you have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is a card that represents like a foundation. Pentacles energy is materials, money as well. Sometimes you'll hear me say coins. Pentacles is, material assets. And so with it being four, she's like, it's like a firm, the number four is like a number of foundation as well. It's sturdy, and it's the Four of Pentacles is you solidifying your financial security. That's what I would say. Like the Four of Pentacles for my earth signs, in this present moment, you are solidifying and creating this firm foundation for your coin, for your financial life. So that's what is in the present. Now, in the future, you have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups energy is emotions, relationships, feelings, creativity as well. Is the cup energy, and so with it being two, it's often the card that represents partnership, and a romantic partnership, or just partnerships in general. So, and because it's cups, it kind of feels like my earth signs, you guys will probably be pairing up with someone, and because this is like because in the present moment we have the Four of Pentacles, I'm like, it feels like in the future with the Two of Cups that you guys will be joining someone in a creative way. You'll be working with someone in a creative way, and that's what I'm feeling for the future with the Two of Cups, because it's like, in the present moment, right? You have the Four of Pentacles, so it's like you are creating this firm foundation, right, for your finances, and then in the future, I feel like because you are laying down this foundation and this security, right, in the present moment, in the future, that's when you're able to welcome in, and come to the table with someone else with the Two of Cups, and who can help you creatively pursue whatever passion or business that you're working on. So that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting, and I can see that with my earth signs because unlike maybe water signs are usually very creative, right? And like earth signs are good at the foundation aspect and like the real the making a business solid, I would say. But they might I would say like it would make sense if they had to reach out to someone else for like the creative part, because you know earth signs, obviously like we're all multidimensional, right? So you know you could have certain placements that allow you to have that creativity, but naturally, normally earth signs aren't the most creative. You know, that's not their strong suit. That's what I'll say. That's not their strong suit. So this two of cups energy, I feel like is um, you know, earth signs basically what's the word I'm looking for, not outreach but outsourcing, you know, that creative component with whatever business or project that they're working on. So that is um, that is what I'm getting. I'm gonna look at what it says for the moon card just to give you guys a little bit more clarity. um, let's see. The moon. Dreams, confusion, distortion, possibilities. Um, Involves undeserved negative feedback or reviews of my group or company on social media. So yeah, there's just some like I feel like for my earth signs in the past, like maybe yeah, like in the past maybe the outlook that you might have had regarding your finances or regarding your business, um, maybe there was like maybe it was being misunderstood. You know, maybe there was some, and that can look like, let's say, for example, you know, people ask like, you know, what do you do? It's like if you have a, I guess if you have a like certain niche and maybe it's not being understood correctly, you know, that moon card is giving off that energy. So the moon card in the past makes you basically want to be like, okay, I want it to be very clear. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy that I'm getting with the moon card is that, you know, and this is definitely, I feel like this is more so dealing with career, and you know, of course, money as well, how you make your money. And you know, there were some things that you might have thought like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but like based off of the feedback that maybe you've received from, you know, consumers of your product or your business or your project, you know, based on that feedback, it kind of was like, oh, okay, it wasn't, you know, so clear as I thought it was. So let me tighten that up, right? And then you have in the present, you have the Four of Pentacles. So that Four of Pentacles could be you like really uh, building a more clear vision and a solid foundation for you to be able to be prosperous from it, right? And to build on top of that foundation as well. And then, like I said, in the future, you have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups is you coming, is welcoming a partnership, like I said, a partnership or some type of agreement with someone else. And like I said, Cups deals with creativity as well as emotions. So like, you know, also coming to the table with someone could also be emotionally fulfilling as well. But I really do feel like this Two of Cups is you coming to the table with someone who is a creative and, you know, creating those possibilities and brainstorming and everything like that. That's what I'm getting for the Two of Cups energy. So, so yeah. So now that, you know, we kind of like got some insight into that, now we're going to pull from the energy, healing energy oracle. So I already shuffled this much, so I'll just pull. So we have gratitude, okay, and we have inner strength, okay, and then for future we have release, okay. So for the moon position, we pulled gratitude, and I'll read what it says. It says, I am aware of the light in my life. I direct my thoughts to the beauty in and around me. I give thanks to God for every little thing that brings me joy. Thus, I align my thoughts. Riches surround me, and I appreciate all that life brings me. So, okay. So, and I can kind of, I feel like you do kind of have to be, grateful for the moon card, because like I said, sometimes we might see things a certain way, and that's how we see it, right? Because that's our perspective, that's our we're a sum total of our experiences. So when you're a sum total of your experiences and you see something a certain way and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this out, but it's not giving what it's supposed to give. You have to be grateful when people tell you that, like, yo, I see you doing this, and maybe you should do this, maybe you should do X, Y, or Z. And I feel like we have to be grateful for those moments, because otherwise you would continue being misunderstood, right? Or your message might not be able to be understood because you're not presenting it correctly, or in a way that people can understand. So I feel like, again, you do have to be grateful for that when you receive feedback, and that's why even myself, I'm usually always open to feedback, and because as much as sometimes we like to think we know it all, we don't. And so what other way than to receive that feedback and kind of like dismantle the illusion. And not to say that not to say that you're purposefully trying to be in confusion and be in an illusion. But again, it's just your perspective, and when you try to communicate that to the masses, of course, like, some people will understand it right away, some people might not. But again, all feedback is great feedback. So, you got to be grateful for those moments. So I'm glad we pulled the gratitude card. So moving on to the Four of Pentacles, we pulled inner strength. So I'm going to read what that says. It says, nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I release my innate qualities and abilities and know that with God, I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. So I love inner strength for the Four of Pentacles as well, because like I said, the Four of Pentacles is a solidifying card, solidifying your financial well-being, building that foundation, creating that foundation, standing on that foundation. She's standing like, I'll just try to see. You can't really see it, I guess, but she's like her 2 feet are placed on the 2 pentacles, right? And then she's holding one pentacle, and then she has a pentacle above her head. So she's secured, basically. The card is giving secured, okay? And so that's I feel like that takes strength, a solid, like I said, Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation. And so that inner strength is definitely very important to match with the Four of Pentacles. Now, with the Two of Cups, we pulled release, and I'll read what it says. It says, I stop fighting my fears and the hardships of life. I control my thoughts, live in the present moment, and accept each stage of life. I work on what I have power over and put into God's hands what I can't change. I trust that everything will work out for the best. So I do feel like, with this Two of Cups and this release energy, you know, I feel like the Two of Cups is is my earth signs like opening up and being more flexible. Because usually, my earth signs aren't the most flexible, very stubborn. So I feel like, the Two of Cups is you welcoming that flexibility and in a different perspective, right? Um, Especially when you had confusion in the past with the Moon card. Now, in the future, you're going to be in a position where because again, with the Four of Pentacles, you've you've almost like proved to yourself that you're able to build this foundation, right? And you're like, wow, like, look how far I've come, or, like, I'm able to stand on what I do now, right? And you haven't always been standing in this position for my earth signs, right? So, I feel like with the Two of Cups and release, you know, in the future, you're going to be in a position where you can start being more open and because I feel like when you are trying to narrow in on building that solid foundation, you might not be so open, because you're just like focused on, either getting it off the ground, or you're so focused on maintaining it, and maybe not always having room, space, the bandwidth to say, okay, how can I, welcome something else, or like tweak this. And so, because you're just so focused on, making sure that you can stand on what you're doing. But with the Two of Cups, in the future, I feel like um, that's you opening up more and being more flexible to what there is that can maybe enhance your business. And like I said, with the Two of Cups, it being creativity, maybe it's someone who's like, let's come together and brainstorm on, how we can change the feel and the look of your brand or your business or your company, whatever it is, right? That's the energy that I get for the Two of Cups. So I'm going to read what it says about the void for the Queen of the Moon Oracle, which was the first card that we pulled, about the overall energy, and tie that in. So I'll read what it says. It says, your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There is nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits, so let go of the old. And it says, I freely release what I no longer need. So, let's see. Says, there is a relieving, restful quality about this darkest moon that allows pondering and decisions about what we can jettison before making fresh plans for the new moon, which is the next day. If you find yourself resisting the dark moon, it is usually a clear sign that you are being stubborn about letting go of something that is old and not serving you in a positive way any longer. Often that is a fear or pattern that was created to protect you in some way. However, now it is outdated, yet you are still carrying it or acting it out. Know that this moon is powerful, but it is also incredibly gentle in the way it helps you unravel what actually is, so you can embrace the fresh start of tomorrow. It says, this is the power of the dark moon. It is the optimum time in the cycle to release the old and cut the cords of relationships and traumas that deserve no time and attention in your present. And like I said, in the beginning of the reading, the dark moon is right before the new moon. So that's why I love how we pulled for my earth signs, again, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. We pulled the void, and the new moon is on the 11th. So It's like we pulled the perfect card, right? Earth signs for this Taurus new moon. So again, I'll read what it says. Let's see. It says, there is a relieving, restful quality about this darkest moon that allows pondering and decisions about what we can jettison before making fresh plans for the new moon, which is the next day. So, um, so yeah, I feel like I said, this new moon for my earth signs is about, um, it's about you guys building that solid foundation uh, in your business or in your career or with um, material your material assets, and being open to more possibilities, because we pulled the void card in the beginning, um, beginning of the reading. You guys are ready for a reset. My earth signs, you guys are ready for a reset. And like I said, in the past, there might have been some confusion, or maybe you've been like kind of misunderstood, about what messages you were trying to communicate. But in the present moment, you're you're kind of like clearing that out. You're solidifying that foundation for you to stand on. And by doing that, in the future, you're going to be able to be more flexible and open to more possibilities as well. Which again, the void is giving you that time to really reset and welcome those possibilities as well. Because even the void, the void also does mention darkness. So there is some darkness, and not like I try not to say good and bad because I don't believe in that, but like there's some non-favorable, it's not very favorable aspects, because we did start off with the moon. So that past, kind of understanding what's not working and what is working, is going to allow you to release and reset. We pulled release for the future position with the Two of Cups. So I feel like um, that energy of, I know what's not working no more. I see where I was. It wasn't working. It was confusion energy surrounding it. But now I'm in a place where, I'm more solid. I have a clearer vision of where I want to go. And now because I have that, I can now open myself up to different creative ventures with other people, and you're just more flexible, because that's what I feel like again for my earth signs. You guys can be stubborn and want it done your way, and I've actually had some earth signs tell me, who are business owners, that there was at some point that they realized that his goal was to get from point A to let's say point A to C. And he told me at some point he realized that it really doesn't matter how you get from point A to C as long as you get there, as far as his team. So, he was always wanting to be in control and really be like, no, it has to be done this way, right? But like I said, he told me that, at some point he realized that it doesn't matter how the team gets from point A to C as long as they get there. And that's, I think, huge for a earth sign to realize. So that's that's the energy that I'm getting for my earth signs during this Taurus new moon. So yeah, I'm like, is there anything else before I wrap up my earth signs? Inner strength, yeah. No, yeah, I don't. I think that's really it. Yeah, my earth signs, you guys are, like I said, there's a Taurus New Moon, and I feel like my earth signs are ready for like this reset, and you're ready for the possibilities. Okay, you've built the foundation, and now you are ready to start being more flexible, because in that flexibility creates and generates possibilities. So when you're strict and just like no, like my way, only way, like there's not a lot of room, even energetically, vibrationally, like there's not a lot that can enter that, right? Because you're just like closed off. You're like, no, it has to be done this way. But when you are able to be more flexible and say, it doesn't have to look the way that I think or that I thought it needed to look, that's where, energy can really uh, penetrate and enter, your realm of thoughts and ideas, and thoughts and insight from the ether can come in and be like, you'll like all of a sudden get this idea, you know what I'm saying, and you'll be like, huh, I'm gonna try that. But that doesn't happen when you're not in a receptive mode, when you're not in a receiving mode, when you don't have a lot of flexibility. Like I said, flexibility creates possibilities. That is the motto. Okay, flexibility creates possibilities. So stay open. Welcome new ideas, new perspectives, even if it doesn't come from you. Like I said, in the future, it doesn't look like, you're going to be coming to the table with someone else who will be able to help you out creatively. So um, definitely, like I said, stay open. Earth signs, again, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And yeah, that concludes the reading for my earth signs. So I'm going to smudge and shuffle the cards off camera during this break, and then we will come back and do my fire signs. So I will be right back. All right, so welcome back, you guys. Um, I already shuffled and smudged the cards for my fire signs, that is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo for this Taurus New Moon. So, since I've already done that, I'm just going to go ahead and get into pulling from the Queen of the Moon Oracle to get the overall energy for my fire signs during this Taurus New Moon. So, let's go ahead and pull. We have action. Okay, so we have action. It says a waxing gibbous. So we will read into what that entails as we get into the reading. So action is leading the way again for my fire signs. That is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and get into past, present, and future. So here we go. Past, we have the Four of Swords. Present, we have the Two of Swords. And in the future, we have the Queen of Swords. Look. Fire signs, again, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Y'all got a lot of mental going on, okay? Look. It's swords, okay? It's Four of Swords, okay? It's Two of Swords, okay? It's the Queen of Swords, okay? Like, y'all really showing out, okay, for this Taurus New Moon, because I'm just like, okay, y'all, okay. I'm sorry, fire signs, but like, what are the coincidence, right? All swords, okay? All swords. I mean, I damn near want to go grab my sword for this reading, okay? I just purchased a sword the other day to go along with my tarot readings. And so it's like, Four of Swords, Two of Swords, Queen of Swords. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Actually, I'll be right back because my fire signs, y'all really, you know. Let me. All right. And I'm back, okay? So, you know, I just have to go real quick. Look, swords, okay? Because y'all have the Four of Swords, okay? Y'all have the Two of Swords, okay? And y'all have the Queen of Swords. So I had to go ahead and get my sword, okay? Because I just felt like, you know, y'all need it for this reading. So, look, we got the sword over here, okay? We will put it in the front right there because it's all sword energy, okay? So, and y'all gotta take action too. So let's really get into this. So the Four of Swords you have in the past, and the Four of Swords is almost like a torture card. She has four swords above her, and they look like they're like, you know, they're facing her. So it's like in the past, and because sword energy is the mind, it's the mental, it's your thoughts, it's your, you know, communication, the way you perceive and comprehend things. And I feel like with the Four of Swords in the past, my fire signs, you know, there was some confusion and just like mental torture that you've been going through, okay, in the past. And, you know, I kind of feel like this is more like a decision, like this is more in regards to a decision, because in the present you have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is a woman who is blindfolded and she has two swords and she can't see, so she has to use her intuition. You know, the Two of Swords is a card that symbolizes you using your intuition. You know, you don't know which way to go. But you have to, you know, it has the moon in the back, and you know, she's surrounded by water. Like, you definitely have to use your intuition on this decision that's going on in your life. And then you have the Queen of Swords in the future, which I love because the Queen of Swords is a woman who, I mean, not a woman, but is an energy that is, she is, she's, not only is she focused, but she's also like, she's a problem solver, you know what I'm saying? Like she's basically she's like the opposite of the Four of Swords, I would say. You know, like she's clear, she's able to communicate very clearly, she knows what she wants, she has a clear vision. I'm gonna go ahead and refer to the Intentional Tarot to give you guys a better energy of the Queen of Swords. Yeah, she's a good communicator, highly intelligent. She's not unemotional, efficient. She's honest, brutally honest, and she's supportive. Yeah, she's kicking ass and taking names. Okay, and I'm gonna see. No, I don't see that. Thinking, resting, going on vacation, hesitation, recovery. Yeah, let's take a step back from some of the things. Yeah. So yeah, so with the Four of Swords energy, you know, it's also that needing to take a step back, okay, and needing to rest and like basically take a rest from the troubles that you were going through. Seeing now I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, yeah, my fire signs again, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You guys, I feel like I feel like this is this is a more general reading for my fire signs, in terms of like just daily life. But you know, you were in the past, you were involved in something that you might have had to take a step back from, and you know, rest and just see, you know, do you need to be involved in this? You know, it's really just like taking a step back, you know, from the worries and the troubles. You know, maybe things were building up in your life that, you know, felt like just more and more. Maybe you felt like you kept getting thrown curveballs, or maybe the direction that your life was headed in, you know, you didn't want to go in that direction no more. So I feel like you might have pulled yourself back from doing certain things, so that you can be like, okay, wait, I see where this is going, and I'm gonna take a step back. You know, I see the direction that my life is going, and I'm gonna take a step back. Like that's the energy that I'm getting for my fire signs. And now it's like, because you took a step back, right? When you take a step back from things that you were doing, and you kind of are in this like introspective period, you know, you end up with the Two of Swords, and then you have, you know, decisions that you want to make after the Four of Swords. Ironically, you know, the meanings are like backwards as far as like, you know, you would think Two of Swords and Four of Swords, but like, yeah, Two of Swords, you know, the energy is you making a decision and trusting your intuition, because I feel like that's also how my fire signs were able to get here, right? The Four of Swords, you know, you needing to take a step back from all the chaos that was probably going on and seeing how you can chart forward. And the Two of Swords is telling you to make the choices and make that decision, but you're going to have to trust your intuition with that decision because you're blindfolded. You can't see, you know. Oftentimes in life, You know, we like to think we know the outcome of a situation, but in reality we don't. We of course there's ways that, right, we can predict the outcomes of scenarios, by using divine tools or theologies or whatever. But for the most part, the Two of Swords, you're using your intuition to kind of have faith on the situation. So, and then it's like, you have the Queen of Swords in the future. That the Queen of Swords, like I said, energy is not emotional. She is very clear, and she is very efficient. She doesn't hold back. She's brutally honest. And I feel like for my fire signs, you know, I feel like you guys are on your way to the Queen of Swords in the future. And even the first card we pulled for the reading was action. So that's why, this whole reading is giving me action. Like literally in the past, my fire signs, again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you pulled back from something. You've taken a time out to rest and be like, basically, I don't really want to be a part of this no more, or maybe the direction of my life is, I wanted to go somewhere else, so I'm taking a step back from those things that I was involved in or that I was doing, right? And now in the present moment, you're in the position where you have to make a decision. That's another action. Making choices and decisions is an action. So you're taking action by using your intuition to make that decision. And with the Queen of Swords, you are then, like, I would say, fully mobilized to be able to be this force of, like, clear, concise, like, I'm not making decisions based on my emotions. I am, you're intelligent. You're really like a force. Mentally, you're able to, like, damn near, I would say, like, reclaim also your reality as well. Because it's like when you're taking a step back from something and then you have to make a decision. That decision is you taking action and moving your reality to the next phase, or I would say, like, you making a decision is you taking control of your reality so that you can live the reality that you desire, for my fire signs. And that's how you get to the Queen of Swords. And that's, again, that's all this energy is the action energy for this Taurus New Moon. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Healing Energy Oracle to pair with the positions. So let's see. For Four of Swords, we're pulling in God's hands. Okay. Two of Swords, we're pulling being true. And for the Queen of Swords, we are pulling freedom. I love that. So I will read for the Four of Swords, we pulled in God's hand. So I'll read what it says. It says, my trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing that greatest love guide. God's greater knowing and greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. So, I can see, like, with the Four of Swords energy, how you really do have to put it in God's hands. I feel like with the Four of Swords energy, there's a little, I feel like there's some energy surrounding having faith, okay, for example, when you're involved in something, right, that you don't want to be a part of, normally when you take a step back from that and you say, I don't want anymore, you're taking a leap of faith because, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, to take a step back, people can question you, like, oh, why you don't do this anymore, right? Or why you, and it's like, you know, leave me alone. Like, if you only knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you're just like, it's a process. It's a process when you take a step back. And, you can worry, it's a process when you remove yourself from something or someone. And you really do have to put it in God's hands. I feel like, when you're in that, it's almost like the midst of chaos. You feel like, okay, this is, sometimes you might even feel like this is God, okay? Like, this is God taking me out of a situation. I'm going to put it in God's hands. I just know I can't do it anymore. So I'm going to put it in God's hands, okay? And then with the Two of Swords, we pulled being true. So I will read what it says for being true. So it says, I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. So I love this pairing with the Two of Swords because, again, the Two of Swords energy is you making a decision based on your intuition. Like I've said in previous videos, we make decisions based on different things, based on our mind. We make decisions based off of our finances. We make decisions based off of our emotions. And so with the Two of Swords, pairing with being true, make a decision, use your intuition, fire signs, to when you're making that decision that's authentic to you, what's true for you. That's how you make that decision in this present moment. Because when you don't, right, that creates another, what's the word I'm looking for? It definitely creates another reality, like a parallel reality. Because, right, in every moment, our decisions create a parallel reality, right? If you did X, there's going to be numerous reactions and responses to that action that you took that's going to create your reality. And then if you choose option B, there's going to be another list of reactions and realities based off of that decision. And then the same thing with C. You choose option C, you're going to get another set of realities that builds on the momentum of that decision. So that's, in every moment we're able to create the reality that we want, and we just have to, start by making choices that are more aligned with who we are so that we can get the most aligned reality, right? I hope I didn't lose you guys there, but yeah. So with the Two of Swords, being paired with being true, my fire signs right now, make the decision that is more aligned with you. And you can't see it, you can't see the outcome, okay? But use your intuition. If you're not used to using your intuition, start trying and start learning how to use your intuition. I feel like half the battle with using your intuition is trusting yourself, okay? Knowing that you know what you're doing, or that you know what's best for you as well. I've met people who don't trust themselves to make the right decision, and that's not supporting you. That's disconnecting you from your inner being, I feel like. But when you make decisions based off your intuition and the most authentic version of yourself, not making a decision based on what you want people to believe or what people will think, but what is best for you. That's in the present moment for my fire signs. Again, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And then in the future, we pulled freedom, and it says, I release my wounds, create doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. And I feel like that's a perfect pairing with the Queen of Swords, because, like I said, the Queen of Swords energy is like, it's like you're basically kicking ass and taking names. Like you're a force not to be played with. Okay, you conquer shit basically, and I feel like this freedom card paired with it is perfect because you do have this freedom to kind of like reign, like this freedom to control your reality in a sense, and you have this freedom to write the script. That's what I'll say. You have this freedom to write. You now have this freedom to write the script in the future for my fire signs, because you're taking action. Because you are making a decision that is best aligned with you. That's what I'm getting for my fire signs. So I'm gonna go ahead and read what it says for action, which was the first card that we pulled. So yeah, I'm gonna read that. I was really, look, we had to get the sword for my fire signs because it was just sword. It was a lot of sword energy. So I'm glad, we got the sword. Okay. So let's read what it says for action. Okay. It says, the time has come to take action. Let go of your paralysis. Let go of your burdens step by step. It says, I am responsive and ready to take action. It says, sometimes we are afraid to move forward. This is natural. Change can be difficult, and if we have been hurt or have failed before, we are anxious about what may happen if we instigate change. Maybe, we think it's easier and safer to just tread some water for a while, instead of taking joyful action towards the things we truly desire, such as the writing of a book, undertaking study, accepting a new job, or seeking a better relationship. We fall. It says we balk, we freeze, we do not take the steps we could, and so we remain stagnant. We don't grow. It says this moon phase encourages us to embrace action. Action is a part of our humanity. We are not made to hide and refuse to blossom. So, yeah, that's wow, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take action. You have to, and it's going to be uncomfortable. Like I said, in the past, the Four of Swords, I feel like was, that energy with my fire signs of being like, I need to change something. Something needs to change, and I'm taking a step back, and that's causing, more, it could be also causing you, like more troubles, by doing that. But you took that action, right? And now you're set up to take another action with the Two of Swords, and you're able to say, okay, what decision is best for me, and making that decision that is best for me, and the most authentic version of yourself, thinking about where you really want to be in life, and then acting from there. I do feel like personally, like you have to have a vision. I tell people all the time, like when you don't have a vision, it's kind of hard to take action or make decisions. I mean, obviously you make them, right? But like when you have a vision, then you take action from that vision. So that's why even with plans and stuff, like some people plan like a year out, 2 years out, they have like a 5-year plan. And I feel like it's important, not because plans always go accordingly, but because when you are intentional about that plan, you can be intentional about the actions that you take to make that plan come to fruition. And so that's why, I think with the Two of Swords, that's why I think it's always important that, you have your vision and you make decisions that's most authentic and aligned with the reality that you want. Because otherwise, right? Otherwise, what are you doing? I don't, like, not, nobody's doing anything wrong, but it's just like, I just personally, I don't kind of comprehend. I get why people do it, but I can't comprehend waking up and just not being intentional, like as if we were guaranteed life tomorrow or next week. Like we're really not. We're really on borrowed time. So, like I said, I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but like I'm like people should make decisions, based on the reality or the outcome that they desire. And that's not always easier. It's easier, I guess, said than done. It definitely takes practice and work. So I get that. But yeah, for my fire signs, that's, you're here where you're able to have the opportunity as well to make a decision that's more aligned with you. Okay, and then like I said, you get to this Queen of Swords energy, where you're kicking ass and taking names. You're a force, not a force that can really. You're intelligent. Like I said, you are a force that can uh, move energy. You're powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that energy, I feel like you get to that energy by taking action and making decisions in this present moment that is most aligned with you. So um, that that is all the insight and message that I have for my fire signs. Again, that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for this Taurus New Moon. Um, and next, I'm going to do my air signs. So I'm going to go ahead and smudge the cards and also shuffle them as well, and then I will come back and we will start to pull for my air signs, and that is Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, and we are back. Thank you for your patience. Um, we are going to get right into this reading for my air signs, that is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So let's see what this Taurus New Moon has for my air signs. Resilience. Okay. Waning gibbous. So the overall energy for my air signs during this Taurus New Moon is resilience. So that is the energy that is leading us throughout this reading. And I will tie in with the insight there later on in the reading. So let's go ahead and pull for the past, present, and future for my air signs. So here we go. The moon. Page of Cups. Okay. So I see my air signs. Okay, let's see. So in the past, for my air signs, we have the Moon card. Okay. In the present position, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. And in the future position, we have the Page of Cups. Okay. So I'm like, resilience, Page of Cups. Resilience, Page of Cups. And it's interesting because the Moon and the Queen of Swords card was pulled for two other readings. So it's kind of cool to see it show up for my air signs. But in the past, my air signs, again, that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. In the past, there was some confusion going on. There could be some illusion. Maybe you were being misunderstood, or things weren't so clear in your past, okay? But in the present moment, you have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords energy is an energy that she's intelligent, she is very clear, she's brutally honest, she tells it like it is. She is basically like this force to not be reckoned with. And she's basically like kicking ass and taking names, as I mentioned, in previous readings. So that is in your present. Now in the future, you have a Page of Cups. So, and the page is a representation of like inexperienced, childlike, energy. It's something new. And with it being cups, cups is emotions, cups is creativity, cups is relationship, energy. And so looking at this reading, and you have resilience. I feel like looking at this reading, my air signs, you guys, I feel like this might be relationship focused, and it could be, platonic, or romantic, but I feel like this is more so geared to your relationships. In the past, I feel like there was some confusion, and maybe like illusion as well, that was in your past about your relationships. And so in the present moment, you're like basically able to see more clear, be honest with the people that you're in the relationships with. But now you're at the Page of Cups. So I kind of feel like with the Page of Cups in the future, it's almost like you want to do things differently. I would say. Like there's a new way of dealing with the relationship that might be coming in the future. Um, then you have resilience. So the moon, Queen of Swords, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like for my for my air signs, yeah, this is more like relationship based, and um, and like I said in the past, uh, there could have been some deception, um, and some illusion going on, right? A fantasy, and it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, okay? And then in the present, I feel like my air signs, you guys are more clear about what you want, and um, you're more like, I see, you're brutally honest, you're calling it out. Basically, that's all it is. Air signs, I feel like with the Queen of Swords energy in the present, you guys are able to now call out things when you see it. You're able to break through the illusion that the moon gives, okay? And you're able to, yeah, you're basically able to break through that illusion with the Queen of Swords energy in the present. Now, because you're able to break through with the Queen of Swords, in the future, this is going to, I feel like, bring in a new way of dealing with your relationship. Like I said, Cups energy is also relationship focused, and so the way you might handle your relationships, again, romantic or platonic, but I feel like you're able to, like, this is going to bring in a new way of how you look and deal with your relationships. And especially with the resilience, leading the way, that resilience is you, it's almost like having the world on your back and still being able to carry everything. You're able to basically survive, the ups and the downs of your journey. And so, like I said, looking at this reading, I'm getting more so relationship vibes, and it could be romantic or platonic as well. It could also be business as well. But I feel like more so friendship and more so romantic energy. So yeah, there was, I like that too for my air signs, because my air signs, you guys deal with the mind, and it's, the mental realm. So, there can be some illusion, and we sometimes can create our own illusions as well. Sometimes we can create our own confusion. And so that was in the past, right? But in the present moment for this new moon in Taurus, my air signs are much clearer and able to break through that illusion or confusion, and they know what they want, and they're brutally honest about it. And so you're like kind of like telling that person, like, hey, this is what I've noticed, this is what I don't like, this is how it is, this is what I need from this relationship, and so you're calling it out, and you're also demanding it with the Queen of Swords energy in your present. Now, with the Page of Cups, because you're doing that Queen of Swords energy, like I said, calling it out and demanding and being honest, in the future, it's going to allow you to have the Page of Cups, which is going to allow that new, it's going to allow you to apply that Queen of Swords energy into your relationship. So, it might kind of like it could probably like maybe alter the dynamics of the relationship. It could also welcome new responses within that relationship. Maybe new patterns, new habits. Maybe now in a relationship, to give you an example of what that looks like, maybe now in the relationship, you're able to communicate, authentically what you need. Maybe before, right? And with the moon in the past, maybe things were confusing and maybe there were mixed signals and maybe, there was some deception going on. But now with the page, and then you go to the Queen of Swords, you cut through all that. And now with the Page of Cups, it's almost like you're able to apply that which you learned about what you need and about what you want and being authentic to you. So the Page of Cups in the future, I feel like is going to, like I said, offer you a new way to deal with the relationship, again, platonic or romantic. And so this is like a new beginning for you. In the future, you're gonna have like a new beginning for your relationships. And so, I feel like that's you being more honest and when it's not working, being more efficient, making sure that you're understood, okay? And this is something new, so that's why I feel like the Page of Cups is in the future, because this is going to, the Queen of Swords energy is leading you to this new chapter within those relationships. And so that is, and it's a journey, right? And I feel like that's why you have the Resilience card, especially in relationships, right? Relationships require work. They do require that you be resilient, because it's easy, right, to give up when things get tough. But how do you make it through that? How do you overcome, those challenges that are being thrown at you? So that is the energy. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting for my air signs. Again, that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Healing Energy Oracle to pair those positions. So here we go. Shining lights. Me. The voice of the heart. Love it. Okay, cool. So for the moon, in the past position, we pulled Shining Light, and I'll read what it says. It says, my desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. So I love that, because again, with the moon card, there's this illusion or confusion and like deception almost. And so it's like, by shining your light and recognizing that, maybe things aren't working the way you want them to work, or that it's kind of like not giving what it was supposed to have gave, you're shining a light on that, right? And you're even just being able to acknowledge, like, I put myself in an illusion, in my personal life when I'm giving guidance to other people. Sometimes the conversation will have this revelation of like, you know what, I was delusional, and I did it to myself, and obviously that takes a vulnerability to be able to say, like, I caused my own delusion. What I was seeing wasn't what it was. And, by shining that light, you're able to move forward from that confusion and illusion. And so it says, I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. And you're improving yourself as well. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. So, maybe there's a fear that is connected to that delusion with the moon card in the past. In the past, maybe you were afraid of something, or maybe you were afraid of an outcome, which ultimately, you know, caused your illusion, or maybe, you know, your misunderstanding. You know, there was some fear around that, and so now, you know, you're able to shine that light and move to the next phase of that journey. So, and then for the Queen of Swords, we pulled the card Me. Okay, and it says, I allow serenity to reign in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. So I love that because, like I said, that's all Queen of Swords energy. I allow serenity to reign in me. I love that. I love the love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. So that ties into what I was saying earlier, you know, for my air signs about being able to be honest, and say what you need and what you demand. You know, honesty within a relationship is very important. So I do feel like my air signs, you guys are doing that. You guys are putting yourself first and thinking about yourself. You're no longer operating from this moon energy in your past. You're now like, this is about me. I don't care how much it hurts you. Okay, this is what I need, and that's okay. I love that for my air signs. And then with the Page of Cups and the future, we pulled the voice of the heart. And it says, I silence the fear in me and discover the voice of my heart. The fruit of these words guides me. I trust the song of my soul. My intuition leads me on the path of light. And I really do love that for my air signs because, you know, like I said, because you're now operating from the Queen of Swords energy, you're able to now, this is gonna like I said, there's a new way that there's a new dynamic or a new energy within your relationships. And it says, discover the voice of my heart. You know, so in your relationships, I feel like you're going to be able to now operate from the voice of your heart, literally. Especially, you know, cups is relationships, emotions, feelings, and creativity. And it says, I trust the song of my soul. My intuition leads me on the path of light. So, yeah, I feel like my air signs, you guys are going to be operating more for yourself within your relationships. And like I said, demanding and operating for you for a change, okay? That's what I feel like for my air signs, what's going on. So yeah, to recap, we pulled the resilience card was the first card, okay? And then we pulled the moon card for the past position. We pulled the Queen of Swords for the present position. And then we pulled the Page of Cups for the future position. And based on these pullings, the message is that, you know, in the past there was some confusion, or there was maybe an illusion or a deception within your relationships. This can be romantic or platonic, and there was some confusion there in the past, right? And then in the present moment, though, my air signs, again, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, you guys are like, in this present moment, like, no more. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to put my needs first, and I'm going to demand what I need, okay? And you're gonna, like, that's basically you cutting through that moon energy and releasing yourself from that illusion, okay? And so because you're now operating from the Queen of Swords energy, you're now able to be in the Page of Cups, where the Page of Cups is allowing that new dynamic in your relationships, because you're now operating for yourself and you're putting yourself first by making your demands known. And this is going to change, like I said, the dynamic. I feel like it's going to change the dynamic of the relationship. And this is something new, okay? Because in relationships, we can get comfortable with a version of of the other person. You're used to a person being this way, and so then it's like one day they're like, you know what, this isn't working for me. Let's try this, and let's meet my needs more. Okay, that changes the energy within the relationship. So I'm gonna go ahead and read what it says for resilience. Let's tie it all in. So it says, making mistakes builds resilience. I have learned my lessons from the mistakes I have made. I stand strong. I am an adult and I act with self responsibility. It says, as we stretch and expand towards our intentions, we will most likely meet resistance or wait for it, make mistakes, or fail altogether. This is where resilience, confidence, and our inner will come into play. We might ask ourselves, how much do we really want what we are going for? Does what we want align with our needs and values? So it's, yeah, like, again, um, you know, I think there was like, making mistakes, yeah. Making mistakes, builds resilience. So I feel like with the moon card in the past, you've experienced those mistakes in the past with the moon card. And I feel like that's exactly why in the present moment, my air signs are like over it. They're tired. You guys are tired. And this new moon in Taurus, you're like, you know what? This is what I need. Let me be honest with you. This isn't working. Like, that's definitely like the energy I'm getting for my air signs. Again, this can be platonic or romantic. And so now, because you're operating from that frequency, you're now in the Page of Cups, where the dynamic of that relationship is changing. There's something new there, or you are, let's see, the dynamic is new or changing, or this is creating another experience for you within the relationship. Okay, so maybe this allows, maybe this Queen of Swords in the present moment allows for you in the relationship to have a different experience emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe because the Queen of Swords is also unemotional. So like, maybe you're now then able to tap into those emotions, which I know my air signs are not. My air signs tend to dodge those emotions, I'll say. So yeah, the Page of Cups. Now you're able to maybe you feel like you're able to be more emotionally connected as well, because that could be a thing as well with the especially with the Page of Cups and the journey of from past to future. Because it's like, when you got a lot of confusion and illusion, you like, I can't give you my heart. If it's a romantic relationship, it's like, I'm not finna put my feelings, because I don't know, right? But now with the Queen of Swords, you're like, this is what I need. You want to be, in a relationship. This is what I need, and I'm demanding it, and I know what I offer, and then we have the Page of Cups, where it's like, because you stood up for you, now you're like in the future, like, okay, now I can be emotionally connected to you, right? Now I feel like I can open up to you. So that's an example of what I mean with, maybe this is when I said the new experience in the relationship, that's what I meant. Like, maybe you're now actually able to open up and emotionally connect to that person more. And it's been a journey, you know, with the resilience being the first card that we pulled. It's been hard. It has not been easy. You've made mistakes. Relationships, there are mistakes in relationships. And I personally feel like you do grow through relationships, platonic and also romantic as well. All types of relationships, actually, you know, is the battleground and the stomping ground for you to grow and learn more about yourself, more about life, and about other people as well. So, yeah, that is the energy and the reading that I got for my air signs for this Taurus new moon. Again, that's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Um, so yeah, that is all for my air signs. So I'm gonna go ahead and smudge and shuffle, and we're gonna do the final reading for my water signs. That is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So I will go ahead and shuffle and smudge, and I will be right back. All right. So we are back. Thank you guys for your patience. I did go ahead and smudge and shuffle all the cards, so I will get right into this reading for my water signs. That is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. For this Taurus New Moon, we have Resistance. Okay, leading the reading for this Taurus New Moon, Resistance. Okay, so I will read Waning Crescent. I will read and tie it in as we get into the reading. So again, I already smudged and shuffled for my water signs, so I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling for the past, present, and future. So here we go. We have the Nine of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, cool. All right, so in the past position for my water signs, we have the Nine of Cups, okay? In the present position, we have the Page of Pentacles. And in the future, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Nine of Cups in the past position, Cups energy, like I said, is emotions, it's creativity, and I feel like this overall reading is more towards creative ventures for my water signs. Again, that's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So in the past, I feel like my water signs, you guys were like, the Nine of Cups is like a content card. You know, she's like sitting there and she's like, okay, I built it here. You know, you're content, you're satisfied, and you're like, yeah, it's basically like a contentment card. Like you've built, you know, like I said, you've built yourself to this point in the past, right? Now, then you jump into the Page of Pentacles, and in previous readings, I mentioned the Page is like an inexperienced, a childlike, you know, a little. It could be a little naive, but like I feel like it's more so with it being Pentacles, and Pentacles being money, asset, material, you know, wealth or whatever. You know, it's almost like I feel like my water signs are starting like a new you guys are trying something new with your business. Okay, you're trying something, you know, you're trying something new with your business, period. With the Page of Pentacles. And it's almost like you have to, I feel like with, especially because she has on like a backpack, I feel like there's gonna be like, you're gonna have to study, you know, you're gonna have to work at this new aspect or this new way of getting the coin, okay? And when you do that, that's going to lead you to the future, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, you might have heard me say before, it's like the Beyonce card. Like I love Queen of Pentacles as the Beyonce card. So it's like, you know, not only are you successful, right, with the Queen of Pentacles, you're successful, you're nurturing, you are able to secure your foundation, secure your family. Queen of Pentacles is definitely, like I said, the Beyonce card. So you're a badass, like, and you're able to hustle and be about your money, you know. And so, yeah, Page of Pentacles. I'm like, let me just get more. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Page. Yeah. Enjoys making and selling crafts. Yeah. Learning. Yep. So yeah, that is. And then let me just check one more thing. Although completion, yeah, good health, external, yeah, yeah. So yeah, like I said, with the Nine of Cups, um, that contentment, that satisfaction, happiness you have in the past for my water signs. And in this present moment, though, you have new ideas coming through in this present moment. And you're also, in the Intentional Tarot book, it mentions how you are creating more crafts, you're working on you enjoy creating crafts, art, and you are also learning to look for more resources as well. You're looking to utilize your resources more. You're also learning and studying, which is why I mentioned the backpack. With the Page of Pentacles, the girl's wearing a backpack, so it's like you're going to almost like start trying to learn and study more on what's effective when it comes to your business and selling your products. I feel like that is definitely the energy for the present moment for my water signs for this Taurus New Moon. Now, and then because you're doing that, right, you're studying, you're researching, now you're going to be in the Queen of Pentacles energy in the future, which, like I said, the Queen of Pentacles energy is abundant, she's successful, material wise, she has it all together. She's a boss ass bitch, period. Like she secures the coin and pure Beyonce energy. Okay, she works hard for her money. Okay, even the card, she's like looking down at the coin and she's just like looking like, I built this shit. Like, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I built this. Like, no one can take it from me. Okay, and that's what is in the future for my water signs. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So, and then we have the Resistance, which was leading the reading. So I'm going to go ahead and read what it says about resistance before I pull from the Healing Energy Oracle. It says, familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you, the overt and the covert. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. I flow through resistance and I am in control. So I feel like, yeah, I could see how, like, especially between the Page of Pentacles and in between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, you definitely will have some resistance there. And like the book mentioned, it can be through procrastination, self-sabotaging yourself. There's going to be that resistance there on that journey, but it's up to you to, overcome that and really power through that resistance, because that's usually what happens. That's why everybody can't really live the reality that they want. A lot of people say that they want success or, material success, or they want, their ideas to take off. But, do you have the will and the know-how to push through that resistance that you will encounter? Okay, some people give up. It's almost like giving up too soon. Will you, and asking yourself, will you not give up? Okay, that is like the question that you will want to ask yourself. In my water signs, you'll ask yourself from the journey of the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I'll say it, the journey between, for my water signs, the journey between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, you're going to have to ask yourself, are you able to overcome the resistance? Okay, because we pulled the resistance card in the beginning of the reading, and I do feel like there's going to be some resistance again between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So you have to, act accordingly so that you can push through and get to this Queen of Pentacles when you do face the resistance, and the resistance can come in all types of forms, sometimes we like procrastinate, like the book says. Sometimes we kind of like zone out and daydream when we not being focused. I feel like that's another way of feeling resistance. Also, not getting if we get thrown a curveball, right? So for example, that can look like, maybe you needed something, like maybe you needed a specific material for your product or whatever, and the normal store that you go to is out of order, or out of stock of that material. So it's like, okay, you're faced with a challenge, right? You don't have the specific item that you need to make what you create. So do you allow that to stop you, or do you say, okay, well, that store doesn't have it, let me go and figure out another store that might have it, and that's the way that you can, I think like an easy way to overcome that resistance. It's almost like, are you able to pivot? If one scenario doesn't work out, are you able to say, okay, this didn't work out, now I'm about to move on to the next, the next phase, the next step, the next action. That's what I am getting for my water signs with this resistance card for this new moon in Taurus. So yeah, like, you guys were, content with what you built. You've I've really with the Nine of Cups, you're able to be like, I'm whole, like I'm good with what I got right now. And I feel like, because this is career and business and career and business, I feel like even with the Nine of Cups, you're content with even with your even with what you've built, it makes you content emotionally as well. Like it can, like when you are invested in a project, especially if you're working on like your passion project or a hobby turned into a business, the Nine of Cups energy is you being like, I'm really good because I've worked my passion or my hobby into now a business, and so it's like that feels good. I don't know about y'all, but that feels good. Okay, so that was the past energy with the Nine of Cups, and like I said, with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like you're now continuing to grow. You're continuing to grow, and as we know, when you grow, there are growing pains, okay? And those growing pains can also be the resistance that you might feel when it comes to working with your craft or your project, your business. And the Page of Pentacles in the present moment, for my water signs, you guys have to start studying and, learning how to utilize your resources, okay? And, resources can be books, it can be people, reaching out and, connecting with people or like-minded individuals, and, learning how to, better perfect your craft or grow your business. All of that energy is included in the Page of Pentacles. And then once you do that, water signs, you'll be able to be with the Queen of Pentacles in the future. And this is why, I love that the page is in the present, and the queen is in the future, because the page is the beginning, right? It goes page, knight, and then it goes queen and king. So it's like the page is the beginning, okay, and then the queen is like that ending. So it's like you're on that journey, okay? And I love that my water signs are looking for new ways to expand and operate and manifest more abundance in their projects, career as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull from the healing energy oracle to pair up. So here we go. Creation for the Knight of Cups, belief for the Page of Pentacles, and vitality for the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So for the Nine of Cups, okay, we pulled creation. So I'll read what it says. It says, I have the power to direct my life. With a constructive attitude, I create what is best for my soul. I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmative action. I act in the image of God and bring light into my life. So I love that pairing with the Nine of Cups because it's really Nine of Cups energy. Like I said, Nine of Cups, she's content, you're content. It's this content energy. You've built, yourself to where you are now, where you can sit and be like, yeah, I did that. And you're satisfied, okay? And you know that you have what it takes. And then it says, I firmly believe I can transform and improve my inner and outer worlds by turning every thought into affirmative action. And with a constructive attitude, and you have the power to direct your life. It's just really the Nine of Cups. That first sentence of creation, I feel like is the Nine of Cups. I have the power to direct my life. You're able to do that. And you've already done that, water signs. You've proven that to yourself. In the past, you've proven that to yourself that, you have what it takes, okay? You've proven that you have what it takes. And you're also sitting in that. In the past, I'm feeling like there was maybe moments for my water signs that you were like, wow, I've come a long way and I've done what needs to be done. Okay, that's the energy that I'm getting in the past for my water signs. Now, here it is, you're in the present and you have the Page of Pentacles and we pulled belief, okay? So I'm going to read what it says. It says, I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus, I have the power to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is showered in divine light, and my heart opens to the power of the universe. So, I love that for the Page of Pentacles because, again, the Page of Pentacles is you receiving new ideas, new ways to have resources help you with your passion project or your hobby or your business. And the Page of Pentacles, you're believing that you have what it takes. And it says, I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus, I have the power to fulfill my dreams, And it says that you are supported. And it's like the Page of Pentacles, you have the power to fulfill your dreams. And when you realize you have that power, there's a beginning stage, right? And I feel like that beginning stage is the Page of Pentacles. You're starting new. You might be inexperienced. Maybe there's a field that maybe you don't know too much about, or an aspect in your business that you might not know too much about, especially like if you're an entrepreneur, or someone who is selling their artwork or their crafts or whatever. Like the Page of Pentacles, I feel like is what's it? The Page of Pentacles is you learn, being open to growing more and just learning more about about whatever aspect. So for example, because I don't know if that was very clear, but for example, right, you could because if you're an entrepreneur, and I know that you wear many hats, right? Especially if you don't have a team yet, so you have to do marketing, marketing and sales, operational stuff. You wear multiple hats. Okay, I'll put it like that. You wear multiple hats. So maybe you want to improve in your marketing or sales, and so you know the Page of Pentacles is like, okay, learn more about marketing and sales. Like that's what also the Page of Pentacles energy is giving, is in this present moment. New ideas, new ways that you might want to try to do different things when it comes to your business or your career, um, is ultimately going to lead you, like I said, to this Queen of Pentacles. And with the Queen of Pentacles, we pulled vitality. And it says, I am a being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cells regenerates. Every one of my cells regenerates. And you will have this vitality with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, there is a vitality about you, um, especially when you've gone through the resistance. Okay, I feel like this resistance probably definitely gives you this vitality that you're going to experience in the future with the Queen of Pentacles. Um, and like I said, for my water signs, again, that is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. In the present moment, for this Taurus New Moon, you have the Page of Pentacles. And I really do believe that, you know, there's a new energy pushing my water signs to almost in a way like level up. We could say like level up, or look for or be open to and be open to learning more about something that learning. Okay, let me say this: be open to learning more about an aspect of your business or your career, and seeing where that takes you. Okay, that is the also the energy with the Page of Pentacles. And in the past we had the Nine of Cups. So in the past, it's almost like you feel like, okay, I've gotten this far. You know where you want to go, right? Especially with the Queen of Pentacles in the future. Okay, um, and so it's like with the Nine of Cups, you're like, okay, I've gotten this far, but I know I still, it's like, but you want more though, right? And so and that's another thing, because when I said like you want more, it's not a bad thing. Like, you know, you could always know that, okay, there's room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? And this Page of Pentacles, I think, is going to allow that improvement to happen in a positive way, in a loving way. You know what I'm saying? Um, and this is beautiful. Like, this is really beautiful for my water signs. Now, like I said, keep in mind there is some resistance there. Okay, there's some resistance there, um, but you really do have to believe in yourself when it comes to this journey that you're on. When it comes to your craft, your business, your career, you have to really believe in yourself, because you do have the power to, and you're going to utilize that by, like I said, studying, learning more, exploring new ideas, exploring new ways to do things. That is that's that energy, okay? And then you have the Queen of Pentacles in the future, which is like a cycle. Now in the future, you're gonna be looking at your coin and be like, I'm really glad that I took the time out with the Queen of Pentacles to learn more about this, learn more about X or Y or Z. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles, you're gonna be in the future like, I'm, whatever it looks like with your queen or with your Page of Pentacles, like whatever, that looks like for you in terms of what you do with that energy. Whether it's you might take you might take an online class, get you a certification on, maybe marketing or sales, so that you learn more and you can apply that to your business. So by applying that knowledge, now you're at the Queen of Pentacles, okay, in the future. So, um, yeah, that is the energy that I'm getting for my water signs, is that you guys, um, for this Taurus new moon, again, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you guys in the past, with the Nine of Cups, you guys have basically built your uh, craft or your hobby or your project or your career to a point where you are satisfied and content with what you've done so far, and you're happy about it. And in the present moment, you're getting these ideas, and in the present moment you have the Page of Pentacles, which is learning more about a different aspect maybe of your craft, project, or career, and you're open to those new ideas. You're exploring, you're studying as well, maybe new ways to do things within your business or your craft or projects. Um, and so you're on that journey, right, with the Page of Pentacles. So, and then in the future, once you've done that Page of Pentacles work, in the future, you're going to have the Queen of Pentacles, where, you're going to be able to be like, look down at the success of what you've done with the Page of Pentacles, and you're going to be able to be like, I did that. You're going to be very grateful that you did that. I'm pretty sure. I can feel it. Like, you're going to be like, I'm really glad that I took that class. I'm really glad that I reached out to this person. I'm really glad that, was intentional and was open to new ideas and new ways of doing things. And as mentioned before, there's going to be some resistance in between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. There's definitely going to be some resistance because, right, if you are an entrepreneur or business owner, if you sell your crafts, you know that it is not an easy journey. It is a process, and that's that resistance, that you're gonna feel in between the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. But as long as you keep that belief in yourself, okay, and keep going strong, there's gonna be a vitality energy about you with the Queen of Pentacles, because not only will but people will be able to feel, that energy of, oh, this person can, conquer things. This person doesn't allow things to hold them back. Okay, they don't allow resistance to stop them from achieving their goals. Okay, and so for my water signs, like I said, you guys are on the way with this Taurus new moon, and yeah, you guys are on the way. So like I said, stay open, overcome the resistance, keep putting in the work, explore new ideas, new methods. There's always something. If you're an entrepreneur, or if you sell your crafts, or even in your career, there's always something new that we can welcome that will actually benefit our life and benefit the journey that our business or career takes, the journey that it takes on its own. So so yeah, that is the message that I have for my water signs. So that that concludes all the readings for this Taurus New Moon. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I just want to take a second to really send my love and support to people out there for today. It's Mother's Day, and there's a lot of people, because we've gone through a pandemic, and there's a lot of people who have lost their mothers in this pandemic, and it's like I almost want to cry, but it's like to suddenly wake up one day and your mom is no longer here because of I'll say the ignorance of humans, is really sad. And so my heart does really go out to you guys who have lost your mother unexpectedly within the past year, and during this pandemic. And then also, the mothers who have lost their kids. My heart also goes out to you because I can't imagine the stress that you've had to deal with during this pandemic as well. That stress on your body. I don't know how you women do it, where you can carry a life. It's amazing. But I know that like I said, the past year has been so challenging. Not only mentally, emotionally, but also physically. And so I just wanted to my heart to yours, deliver that. So like I said, thank you guys for watching, and I cannot wait to do the next reading for this lunar eclipse that we have coming up. So I will see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.